It is a beautiful afternoon here at Kilifi, Kenya. My name is Ananda Shadrack, for those watching me for the first time. Welcome to Ananda TV, and this is the home of African Story. Here we normally try to address and document the issues that affect the coastal region. And today we are honored to have our guest. We are going to discuss about the Wezesha Fund. We understand that Governor Mung'aro just the other day or this week launched the Wezesha Fund. This Wezesha Fund is going to help the small-scale traders in Kilifi in acquiring loans, and I have brought him here so that we can have a conversation about the Wezesha Fund. But before that, I think this video is not gonna be complete without giving a shout out to the company that is sponsoring this video. The company that is sponsoring this video is Explore Kilifi. Explore Kilifi is a company that deals with accommodation here in Kilifi. If you are planning to visit Kilifi, Explore Kilifi will help you find the best place to stay. So today our guest on studio is no other than Kapesa. I will let him introduce himself. Hey man.
Well, thank you very much, Ananda.
Thank you for coming.
As you just said, my name is William Kapesa, and I'm honored to be in this interview.
I'm also honored to host you.
Thank you very much.
So we understand that this week, Governor Mung'aro, the Wezesha Fund at his residence, and I think it is a win for the people of Kilifi. What do you have to say about it?
Well, particularly at my end, I'll say it's a very nice initiative, and also it's a very nice step that he has taken, and it's a bold move to try to help the youths and also the small-scale business people around. I think for me particularly, and generally with the people who are doing business or small businesses around Kilifi County, it's going to be a relief to them, because this fund is going to help them boost their income, and also at the same time the type of business that they're doing.
Before this interview, were you aware about the initiative?
Well, initially, I'm surprised personally. It's just the other day I found out on Twitter that there's a fund that was launched called Wezesha by the Kilifi County under the docket of Governor Mung'aro, which had been posted by Atfikirini Jacobs, who is in the docket of the governor's delivery unit. So I'll say it's something which is supposed to be open and transparent. Something like this that involves the public and people who do business, generally a large scale of people. It's not something that it should be done or should be carried or maybe should have been launched at his residence. It's something that would have been launched publicly, and also to be given a public participation by people and these business people that are supposed to benefit from this fund.
So you have anything to comment about, because recently there has been attendance about the county government launching this event at public-private places, like we have the other event that was launched at Mnarani Club. You have any comment about that attendance?
Well, I'll say for me, I have positive comments and at the same time also negative comments, because all these projects that are being launched and all these things that are being launched by the county government, it's the benefit of the citizen of Kilifi County, or the residents of Kilifi County per se. But the quite shocking and I'll say amusing thing is that these launches or these meetings that have been set up by the county government are things which are being done somehow, I'll say somehow in private, and the public is not generally involved. Like, let's take an example with the project that was being launched at Mnarani Club, the CAEDP. Personally, I walked to the grounds of Mnarani, but quite unfortunate, I was denied access because I was told the people who are supposed to participate into the launch or to attend the function, they should be having an invitation later. But now my question to the county government is, how many residents or citizens of Kilifi are exposed to the technology? Let's take a look. Let's give it an example. Someone like Mama Mboga, because people who had been requested to register online so that they can be able to attend the function. It's not so many people who have the access to the current technology, that is having a smartphone, having enough data to get into the internet so that they can be able to acquire all this information and also register so that they can be able to participate into the launch of these projects of Kilifi County. I could pose a question to the county government itself. what happened to sharing this information but to our local leaders, so some like the chiefs and the Mzee wa Mtaa, so that they could be able to go around, give this information to the public, to the residents, that on a particular date or we are going to be having a function at a particular place. Please, we are requesting the public to come out in large numbers so that they can be able to hear what the county government wants to tell the people and the projects that it wants to unleash to the people, so that the public itself can have a participation and questions to ask to these projects that the county government wants to launch them or wants to give onto them. So I'll say the county government should not only liaise on internet or the first mode technology to pass such kind of information, because if you just go around by your own, try to ask, let's say, the local people like who are in the parts of Ganze or Bamba or these other interiors like Kakanjuni and all that. If you ask them that there's something or an event that was carried out called CIDP, they wouldn't be able to know what that means. Particularly, do all people understand the meaning of CIDP? What criteria does the county government use to make its people aware about this project that they're launching? Yeah. Why do we have only the literate people to go to this launch to be able to listen to what the county government has to say? Yeah. If it's really a project that is being carried by the county government, it's supposed to benefit a local mwananchi and the resident, and it's supposed to have a public participation, I think, in my opinion, it is supposed to be carried openly, where public can be able to share their ideas, share their views, and also at the same time ask questions. Yes.
So you have talked about that you went to Mnarani Club during the day when CID was being launched. Exactly. And you were denied access.
Yes, I got at the gate, and actually had been written a letter, and I was asked where I was heading, and personally I had to tell them I was heading to hear what the county government is launching or what's talking about, because I've been hearing, and I've been seeing these things being posted on internet, actually most first on Twitter, and I was asked to show my letter of invitation, but quite unfortunate, I never had a letter of invitation, so I was denied access. Not only myself, but there are other people also who are halted at the gate by the county government officers, security officers. Yes, but and I see this, it's some sort of a cake, sort of a tradition to do so, because why would this development be of the people? I mean, or maybe of the public, and you need participation and comments from the public, then take it to a private place or into a private sector to discuss about it. What of the other people? Does it mean that our opinion don't matter to the projects that the county government wants to launch for us? I mean, to Kilifi County or in Kilifi County? Yes.
So talking of the CID plan, I hope you have read about the CID plan, even after being denied access.
Yes, I've read quite some of the things that the county government has listed that it's going to do for its citizens as from this period of 2023 until 2027. Yes, but I think some of them they weren't transparent enough, because what the public wants is transparency. Yes, the transparency of these things that they have been listed by the county government that they're going to be done to them. Yes, and also the period itself. Yeah, the amount of cash, like there is no any articulation of calculation that has been made. Let's say, for instance, they talked about improving water management and all that. Okay, if you talk about improving clean water management, at what period of time are you going to do it? How much has been set aside for this project to be done? For how long will this project will it go? And these who are going to benefit on these projects actually? Is it the whole Kilifi County, or you are starting with some specific counties? I mean, specific places or specific wards, the specific wards to carry out this project, because you wouldn't say that you want to start a project of water and you are targeting to do it around the whole of Kilifi County. It's going to be very, very impossible. What I think the county government, it's really doing a very nice job at commentary, but now what it was supposed to do is to list, yeah, to give full information and data to the public. We are talking about clean how to safeguard clean water management and all that. The amount of money that is going to be used, let's say for instance, it's going to be 10 million, maybe per 2 wards or maybe per a single ward. Yeah, you understand? That is what we need to understand. Yeah, and we need to know. Yes.
So you've mentioned something very critical, because this county has always been facing the water challenge. We have lived with the water challenge for decades now. And when I read that the CID plan, I cannot outline how these people have planned to solve the water challenge. What do you have to say about the water challenge?
For me personally, I'd say even you as a person, if you have your own home and if you want to go do a shopping, you have first to sit down and get a shopping list, yeah, or we call it a bucket list. You list some of the things that you want to do, you understand, how much they're going to cost. And if you look also at the priorities of the things that you need in your homestead, you understand?
I'm sorry to cut you, but I think this, I know I'm not supposed to have an opinion, but to some point it drives me to have an opinion on political matters. No. But I think our leaders have failed to sort out their priorities well. We have so many challenges that are facing us right now and should be handled first before others. Sure. So when I see someone being more interested in waste management than looking at the water challenges, it really pisses me off.
Yeah, because sincerely speaking, if you take a look at what has been listed in the CIDP, a development plan by the county government itself, yeah, I am pretty sure and 100% sure till we get to 2027, it's not all these projects will be 100% done. But these are the things that they are promising us, you understand? I'll say the county government would have first sat down and thought of what are the priorities that really are needed by a local mwananchi or a local resident of Kilifi County. If it's water, can we first deal with water? If it's education, can we first deal with education for these 2 to 3 terms that have been elected in? If it is hospitality, you know, can we deal with it? But now putting all these things together and promising a local mwananchi that you're in a position and to deliver and to do this work for them, it is very wrong. It is very wrong. Totally very wrong. It is not right. Yeah, it's like having it's like being in your own home or in your own homestead and trying to lure to your family members, like, you know what, today I'm going to take you guys for a trip, let's say to Savo East or Savo West, but particularly you are not that much financially stable. You are having kids, or I mean 5 kids and a wife. That's cost like 200,000 to go to Savo East to explore. That is the same thing that our county government is trying to do. You understand? We have a very huge number of residents. We have even other places, interior places that we don't have roads. You understand? So how are you going to get to those places so that you can be able to do all these developments? So that's a very huge lie. That's a very huge lie. But we really appreciate for the far and extreme that the county government itself, it's going to help its people. But now they need to tell the public openly and cleanly. You know, I usually tell people there is nothing good like openness. It is very nice to be open. You understand? It's very nice to be truthful. Yeah, because most of the people they're going to criticize and they're going to speak ill about it and about you being open and truthful. But personally, you know what you want best for your people. Yes.
Maybe if I ask you, have you ever tried applying for bursary here?
I'd lie if I say I've ever tried to apply for bursaries around here. Yes, I haven't tried to apply for bursaries, but I've tried to apply for jobs around. And to that point, it makes me speak of what the governor himself, or maybe his Twitter handle page, some months past, that he had written that he's really advocating to create space for our youths into development and also into career so that they can be able to get employed. But now my question is, I even tweeted back and wrote to him, Bwana Governor, can't we just have transparency and truthful when it comes to these things? Because why would you say that you're going to create a space and you're going to you're anticipating to employ youths into the offices, whereby a letter is sent to you for a job application, and one of the qualifications written on this piece of paper is at least you should have an experience of 5 years. So generally speaking and openly speaking, why would I gain the experience of 5 years if I'm out of college, I have done my internship, and I'm roaming around with my papers? And one of the qualification on this paper that has been listed for me to get a job is to have a qualification of 5 years. You understand? So that is a total lie. So there is no way you can create space of job employment to a youth by writing a qualification is one should have a qualification of 5 years. That's a lie, and it is very, very wrong. You know, because where do you expect me to get this experience of 5 years?
Yeah. So I'll take you back to bursaries. If you haven't applied for bursary, but I know some of your friends have applied for bursary and they have been disappointed several times, right? I have my friends who have also gone through the same route, that you apply for bursary and you are required to give something as a bribe for you to get a bursary. For a check of 10,000, you have to pay 5,000 to get a check of 10,000. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, like I'd said before, it wouldn't be nice for me to bring opinion to something that I haven't experienced, but if there are cases, if there are such cases which are ongoing, then I think the county government needs to work very hard so that it can be able to deal with it, because I wouldn't, for a person to go to apply for bursary, this means that this person doesn't have any means, you know, to support themselves educationally or either in any way. That's the reason as to why they're going for these funds. But now, if this person is coming to seek for help, and then this person who is seeking for help at the same time is asked to give something so that they can be offered the help, well, our county governments are not doing any help, and it needs to deal with these culprits. And I think this is in the wards actually. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is the best solution to that?
Like I'd said before, what are the priorities? What priorities as a county government? What does the county government priority has? You understand?
Because this thing is working at the MCA level. No, the MCA is not involved, but the bursary committee is much involved in this.
Well, I think the area MCAs of each and every particular ward, they need to be very keen by the time they're disbursing these bursaries to their people, because now I'll say I think also the most of the officers, they need to work very extra hard in regards to following their planned activities towards a local mwananchi, because before giving a bursary, first you need to identify the number. You need to go to schools or maybe to the community, identify the number of the children who are totally in need and they cannot be able to support themselves educational wise. We need to have a number. You understand? You cannot just say, okay, now we want to give bursaries. We want to give 10,000 bursaries. And then you want to give 10,000 bursaries, and in your community you have 20,000 students who are unable to pay for the school fees. You understand? So you wouldn't have, okay, you would have at least sorted a problem, but you wouldn't have sorted a problem of these people 100%. So what I can say first, the officers of the MCAs, they need to work with the clarity of the number of people that they are dispersing these bursaries to. They need first to do a data collection of the students who are in need, of the people who need the bursaries. If my ward, I need of people of students who need the bursaries of 200 or 20,000 students need bursaries. So that means I'll have to source for funds so that I can be able to come up with 200 bursaries. You understand? And also we should stop monitorizing on these bursaries. Yes. Then I mean, if we are monitorizing on them, then what's the need then of having people being given bursaries? Yes, we should stop this habit. Yes.
Let me give you an opportunity to introduce yourself more about what you do, the business you are doing. Probably there might be a client here.
Well, personally, I'll say, should I call it entrepreneurship or what? I'm a young entrepreneur that deals with, I'm a fishmonger actually. Yes, young entrepreneur. I'm a fishmonger. I do sell fish, that is tilapia fish.
Oh, you are the founder of tilapia fish? Yeah,
sort of.
I've been seeing that in the internet. I've never known who is the founder of that thing.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that is very good of you.
Also, the Wezesha Fund would have at least helped me, but now I have no idea and no clue about this Wezesha Fund and how it's given, to what groups it's being disbursed to. So I'll say we need to educate and to give education to our local people, of which that's the big mistake that our county governments and even our national government doesn't do. It doesn't want to educate our local people. It doesn't want to educate our local people. Walk today to that Mama Mboga and ask her, have you heard about the Wezesha Fund that was launched in Kilifi? The answer is going to be no. Do you understand the meaning of CIDP? No. And we have a unit that is being run by this so-called guy at Fikirini Jacobs. It's called the Governor's Delivery Unit or Docket or whatever. What is the meaning of that? Does he even understand the meaning of it? How do you educate your people on this? Yeah, the bills that are being passed right now, the bills that are being voted in, do our people know the meaning of these things that they want to pass? Yeah, can we educate our people? Yes, I mean, the big failure is that we don't educate our people. Yes, and to be honest with is that the governments themselves, they don't want our people to be educated about the systems. And if we continue this way, there is no day our communities are going to grow unless we start educating our people and we start making them aware about these things and these projects that are being carried around us and these bills that our county governments and even our national governments want to pass. First key point is supposed to be education to our local people. That is the first and foremost thing, because if you go to Ganze right now, you talk about Wezesha Fund. Mtu atakwambia hiyo ni nini? Yule mtu mwenye ako Ganze ako Bamba anajua CIDP ni nini, anajua Wezesha Fund ni nini. Let's bring these things publicly. Let's be their public participation. Yeah. Unless if you don't want to do this, we are going to be a county of social media. He's going to be a governor of social media. Yes, but we need people to understand these things. Get back and to the ground, know what your people want. You just don't sit in the office and assume that my people need water. The problem might not be water. The problem might be food. The problem might be diseases. Now you are bringing me water and I don't have food. Or maybe I don't have medication. Or you're bringing me drugs, but I don't have water or I don't have food. So we are not helping one another. It's going to be like a mixed reaction of chain. So we need first to know what is the priority of our people and what do our people want. And we give education to them. That's what I can say.
It has been a very great conversation with Christopher Kapesa. First, I want to thank the county government of Kilifi for launching the Wezesha Fund. It is a big win for the people of Kilifi, but a lot needs to be done. The Communication Department of Kilifi needs to do a lot of work in ensuring that this information reach to many people. It will be of no essence if you launch something and people cannot access the funds because of lack of information. So I want to urge the county government of Kilifi, the Communication Department of Kilifi, to ensure that this information and all these projects reach to as many people as possible. Thank you so much. I have been your host, Ananda Shadrack, and this is Ananda TV.